What up, y'all? Sorry, I'm still setting up. I got a problem. So, I've been disconnected. Trying to get back in the swing of things, but I just got to come to you because I had a realization. I got a problem. And the problem that I got is with disingenuous people all the way across the board. I just was on the phone prior to this. I was on the phone with Real America's Voice, Cowboy Logic, Don. I don't know if you guys watch Cowboy Logic. If you don't, you should, because they're real. They're truthful, And we need more people like that to be rewarded and to be put up on a pedestal when it comes to giving news or giving an opinion, giving their take on something. We need real people because there's too many people that are made popular, not because they tell the truth, not because they're giving you something that can better your life or give you something that's positive to think about. No. The people that get rewarded are the people that cause panic inside of you. That's not based in reality. That's just based in conspiracy or their own thoughts of pieces that they put together that don't fit. They're the ones that get rewarded, and not people like Don and Donna. Not people like myself. Not the people that ain't here to just entertain, right? And I think that's what we've gotten to. You see, it used to be the news, when it would come on, was informing you about things that was going on. And some of them still do. You got some anchors that I feel still do try to do that. But then they have their shows, and you got that person that they got that's got the highest ratings that's just talking nonsense, stirring up fear. Hate the Democrats, hate the Republicans. Oh, black people over here did this. Oh, look at the white people over here did that. And they want to just keep your mind twisted. And then you got your social media influencers, where people get their media from. Maybe you don't watch the news. Maybe you watch your favorite social media influencer, and it's the same thing with him. Oh, the Jews did this. No, the blacks did this. No. It was the Palestinians that did this. Oh, no, the white people. You got to hate black women. Oh, you better not be with no white woman if you black, or you better not be with no white man if you a black woman, or whatever. They do all these shocking things. Talking, Israel is the biggest devil on the planet. They've done genocide. And people eat it up. We fall into it. Meanwhile, in the slums where people live, going through hell, beyond the Gaza, beyond in Israel, beyond the Russia, beyond the Ukraine, beyond racism. No, they just living in hell, struggling. Kids can't play outside because it's gunshots going off. It's people dying, gangs at war with each other, different blocks at war with each other. Daddy's gone because he's in prison or in jail. Or dead. Mom's not really aware because she wants to be out at the club, or she's addicted to something, or she's just a whore. Just be real. And it don't get talked about. None of it gets talked about. Instead, you got these people that have platforms that come online. They come online and they want you to be upset about things that don't affect your life. Why the hell are you so adamant about what's going on in somebody else's country instead of talking about the things that are going on right here in your own? What is it that you have against black people? Talking to Myron, that guy, always got something to say about black people, calling black people monkeys, but he claims to be black. He's like, I don't know, Somalian or something. I don't know what he is. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely, he ain't like no brothers that I've ever met, right? And his whole thing is just to be shocking, talking crap about his, and he's a Muslim. You You know what I'm saying? No shade towards Muslims, but this dude, he's like a Nick Fuentes type, but just in a different way. And that's what's popular right now is the Nick Fuentes types, the Myron types, the just degenerates. The degenerate speech. That's what it is. Degenerate speech. When you give that, oh yeah, you in the game. You in the game. And the people that's listening to it is this is the crazy part, right? The people that are listening to these people ain't young kids that come where I come from. No, it's kids that maybe go to college or maybe they lived in the suburbs their whole life, or they don't see a real reality. They don't go out in Chicago and have to worry about taking a gun with them nowhere. These ain't the people that live a life that's hard, that are following these dudes. Meanwhile, these kids that do live in a place like that, what's up, y'all? I see you guys in the chat. I'm gonna get over there in a minute, but meanwhile, they not talking about none of the stuff that's really affecting the people in the community. Everybody wants to tell somebody how to be a man. That's another thing. Oh, don't be a simp. I'll never be, and they're promoting degeneracy. I'll never be with one woman. I'll never do. The Andrew Tates of the world. It pisses me off. It pisses me off. Because here's the thing too. The people that are political will come on and be upset. If you're on the left, you're upset that Trump's got ICE or the National Guard going through these communities, making the community safer. Regardless of how you want to look at it, he's making the community safer. And then we watch Chicago. Look at Chicago. Look at this. I got to speak to this.
Now, as we just mentioned, narco terrorists in Mexico are reportedly working in coordination with domestic extremist groups to play.
Domestic extremist groups. Do you know who they're talking about? Kings, Latin kings. That's what I used to be. I used to be a Latin king, right? Said that the narco terrorists in Mexico are working with these people. Listen.
These bounties worth thousands of dollars on the heads of federal immigration officers in Chicago. That is according to DHS, who are now slamming what they are calling an organized campaign of terror against agents just trying to do their jobs. Trisha McLaughlin from DHS will join us with more on all of that in a moment.
Now, if you know anything about gangs, if you're somebody that knows about gangs, I used to be a gangbanger. I was born gangbanging where I grew up in Little Waco, born in East Chicago, raised in Little Waco, Hammond, Indiana. And when I got my crown, when I became a Latin king, I turned out from 99th and Ewan in Chicago. All right. They called it 99th Ruthless. Now, if you know anything about the gang, that gang in particular, you know that they didn't play. When I was out, I didn't play. I was 16 years old. I was the enforcer. I was the third in command over grown men as a young 16-year-old kid. And as an enforcer, is all I wanted to do was just tear things up. I wanted to send people to tear things up. Rival gangs for no reason other than they were rival gangs. That's all. And it's only gotten worse. There's kids that are far worse than I ever was at 16 years old out there right now. And then you got the grown men who it's always been. Yeah, I was a third in command, but the person that was above me, the two people that were above me were well into their 30s and almost 50. The Inca was like 50. You know what I'm saying? Running everybody, right? But then you got tiers above that. That's just for one chapter. That's what they're called, one chapter. But all through Chicago, it's a bunch of different chapters. And this is how it works with every gang, with all gangs, right? You got chapters in different places. And they all meet up. They're higher ups. You know what I'm saying? And they meet up with each other. And they saying on Fox News that they're working in sync with some narco terrorists, putting hits on agents' heads. Now, if you from the hood, you like, so what? F the police, F ICE. And at the same time, if you're a person if you're a child that just wants to go to school and play football and get good grades so you can make it out the hood, you're like, man, I'm so glad, that they're trying to make my streets safer. If you look at places like Memphis, you look at places that where Trump has already sent the National Guard and has cleaned it up. I want you guys to listen to this dude's testimonial real quick. Listen to this. Listen to this. Check this out, man.
All I want to say is, Trump, you're doing your big thing, man. We got the kids back outside on their bikes. The lawnmowers back going, the dogs back barking. Memphis is looking real good out here, man. Hey, man, you did your big one, man. Appreciate you for helping cleaning up Memphis. Hey, MPD, well, I don't even know what to say about y'all. I done walked to the store. Y'all got me a bag of ice.
He's just happy to be outside. He's happy to be outside seeing kids on their bikes because that's not a normal thing. Because it's always been a war zone. It's always gunshots going off. It's always something happening. If you ain't never lived it, you can't understand it. And I'm talking to people that are on the left. I'm talking to the people that are on the left that come out and they're so against it and they showing up thinking that they doing something good, fighting against the people that are trying to clean up the community because y'all don't want to clean up the community. I lived like that. When I was 6 years old, you know what my reality was? Looking out my bedroom window at like 1 o'clock in the morning and watching the Kings, I'm not going to say who, but the Kings surround the house like cocktails, one person behind the tree with a 12 gauge, throw the cocktails through the window, burn the house down while the people run out, taking shots at everybody that runs out the house. That's how I grew up, and that's the things that I seen. That's what other kids are seeing. That's the reality for other children in our country. And people are oblivious to it. And you talk about Chicago, bro, you don't even realize the way that how it was for me. I don't even go through Chicago no more. I try to steer clear of it. I don't even go through no more because it's crazier than when I was a kid. When I was 16 years old, I was sitting on the viaduct waiting for the red light. People always get caught at that red light. If you're from Chicago and you're from that side of town, you already know what I'm talking about. 99th and Ewing, right there. You wait for that stoplight. You catch somebody. You know how many people got shot at that stoplight? Do you know how many people got shot at that stoplight? I was there when Creeper got shot. I was there when Farmer got shot. I was there when a lot of other people got shot that wasn't a part of the same thing that I was a part of. It's just what it is. It's just a known thing. Don't go to certain stores. Not for any other reason than you're not part of my gang. You know how many kids got shot? And y'all want to be mad that they clean it up to get, you're ignorant. You're ignorant. And the people that don't want it, the people that don't want National Guard and ICE out here are part of the problem. I'm just going to call it how it is. You're part of the problem. Now, let me say, it sucks. It sucks that good people are getting caught up in this and going back and sitting back. What they're not telling you is they're giving them a pathway to come back. The good people, the bad people, done. Adios. No pun intended. Adios, amigo. You're not coming back, right? The good people, they can come back, which is good. It's good. I got a Mexican store around the street from my house that I love all the people in it. Some of them are not from here. I don't know if they're legal or illegal. You know what I'm saying? But they're good people. They are really good people. I spent money in there the other day when I wanted to go get some tamales over the weekend. I go in there and I get my tamales or I get some carnitas or whatever. Good people, really good, solid people. And I pray to God that they get to stay, right? Because they're good. But there's a lot of bad people that aren't business owners, that aren't working, that are gangbanging, that are dealing drugs, that got connections to people from that country that they come from. And they bring the drugs in here that help ruin our society, that get 14-year-old kids like myself when I was 14, selling coke, selling weed. Because your mother is out of it. You don't have a father. You might be like me, 14 years old, homeless. So you need to do something. You can't even get a work permit. What are you going to do? You're taught to fear the police. You're taught to never talk to them, hate the police. You can't be weak. What do? Well, you go to the person who's got the plug. That's what you call them, the plug. You go to the plug, and the plug is going to get you right. And then now you're a criminal. Plain and simple. Yeah, you just trying to make a living. And that's true. And I understand. I'm not knocking nobody that ever had to do it. I had to do it. I feel you. But now I know better. I would never do it again. Never. I don't care how bad life got, because I understand now. You don't understand when you're young. These young kids that are out there, they don't understand. People that ain't never lived that life, you don't understand. But these are the people that got something to say. These are the people that got something to say. I think it's a bad thing that the people are out there cleaning up the streets, getting drugs off the streets, getting gangbangers off the streets, you think it's a bad thing because you never lived it. I swear, bro, I wish I had parents, and no shade to my mom or my stepdad. I love them both dearly and they're great. They didn't have it good growing up either, right? But I wish, when I met like Dawn and Dan, I'm like, man, if I had parents like them, where would I be at right now? Where would I be at? If I grew up in a community like the one that I went to in North Carolina, where would I be at? If I grew up in a community like where I've been, like all these different places that I went to, where would I be at right now? So why not make the community like that? Like the communities that we've been to, like the communities that we go through and we're like, man, these are so nice over here. Do you know why it's nice in those communities? Because there's not criminals out there. There's not gangbangers. There's not nobody selling drugs. There's not nobody trying to rob you. It's just people that are living life, doing their best to survive in life, trying to make the way easier for their children. So when they get older, they may not have to work so hard. You would think it's common sense, Sean, but it ain't. It's not. Some people are oblivious. Some people want it. And that's the next thing I want to say. Some people want the chaos. Some of these people that are politicians, some of them that are mayors, some of them that are city council, some of them that are governors, some of them that are judges, some of them that are police officers, want it. They want the chaos. Do you know how many cops I met through Chicago that were bigger gangbangers than me? Do you know how many cops in Chicago will pick somebody up, and instead of taking them to jail or scolding them or whatever, take them and drop them off in a rival gang neighborhood and yell out, "Hey, yo, folks, we got a gang over here," and leave. You die, maybe you get shot, maybe you get away. But it happens. They did it to my little cousin. They've done it to my little brother. To fix society, we got to get rid of all bad people. I got to say this, the same way that we got ICE and National Guard running through these communities, getting rid of the criminals, we need a microscope on some of these police departments that have bad cops. Where I live, and where I grew up, thank God, we've had good cops. In Hammond, Indiana, I had good cops. Where I live now, great cops. Good people. The community's pretty good from where I live at anyway. I don't know. I don't really travel all the way through. I know there's a hood out here where I live, but I don't go through it because I'm like, I don't want to go to no hood. I don't ever want to go to the hood again. I just don't. But we need a microscope on them. We need a microscope on these places. Get rid of police officers that ain't there to protect and serve. Exactly. Get rid of corruption. Get rid of some of these social media influencers that peddle garbage, that promote division, that promote racial hatred on any front, whether you're a black person hating white folks, a white person hating black folks, a black person hating black folks, a white person hating white folks, anybody spreading things about Jewish people, anything spreading about Palestinian people or whatever. Get rid of the trash. Because society is hurt big. As you see on the internet, the stuff going on in these communities, people, what happened in LA when they came out there, you had people cut the bridge off and then cut the highway off with bodies, with bricks, pelting them at officers. What? You got people getting stopped in the street, by protesters, asking them if they're for or against. And if you're not against, well, now you got a problem with these people. These people, you might just be walking through. You might not even care what's going on. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. People just, it drives me crazy. And nobody's speaking common sense. I seen a video today. These ICE agents, let me see if I can find it. Let me see. These ICE agents walked up. Nah, I didn't save it. Anyway, go. These ICE agents in Chicago. This is where I got a problem. I do. I have a problem with this. These ICE agents pull up on these kids, teenagers, stop them. Now in America, you're not allowed to talk to a minor without their parents present. Asking these kids for their ID, asking them if they're from America. And I'm just like, come on, bro. Now this is where we got to draw a line. Leave kids alone. They're teenagers. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? That's got to stop. They're obviously American. You know, that was an issue. And then when he tells them, yeah, I'm American, he says, well, how do you know you're American? You know, a lot of illegal people come here and say that they have kids here, and then they tell them that they're American, but they're not. Bro, you're trying to argue with this kid who's telling you he believes himself to be an American. That's where I got to draw the line. That's ridiculous. But do you see how I can say that and still say this needs to happen? Like we need immigration out here. We need National Guard out here. We need these things, but this is where I draw the line. You see, that's called being center. You know what I'm saying? Just calling right and wrong. But too many people can't do that. If they're pro ICE, right, or pro National Guard, then they can't be anything anti. They can do no wrong. That's a problem. Same thing on the left. Everything is not permissible. Just because the other side might have valid points, be 100% correct, and you won't see it. You won't see it because you're so anti-them. We were calling it Trump derangement syndrome back in the day. Now it's just full-blown stupidity. Full-blown stupidity. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Another testimonial. Excuse this brother's language, but what he says is real. What he says is real. Where's he at? This brother. I think he was the one that was going crazy cursing, but good testimonial. Check this out.
This message is for Team Trump and the National Guards. Come to Atlanta. Come to Atlanta. Come to Atlanta next. I know y'all done cleaned Memphis up. I see so many videos of the Memphis motherfuckers happy. And as a homeowner, as a working man, as an entrepreneur, come to Atlanta.
You hear that?
I beg of you. Get these YNs off these streets. Get these water boys off these streets.
Get these YNs off the streets. Nothing against the YNs, but a lot of kids these days don't have home. They're literal like killers, bro. Killers, murderers. As much as I hate to say it, it sucks, but this is true. Straight up murder. They will blow your brains out, bro. Real talk. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm known for fighting. I'm known for whooping dudes, bro. That's what I'm known. I promise you I will never run up on one of these little YNs. I won't do it. None of them fighting. None of them. If they think you gonna fight them, and that you, especially if they think you gonna win, oh, your life is over. Oh, your life is over. They gonna kill you. That's just a fact.
Come on. Cause these males ain't doing shit. These motherfuckers ain't doing shit, Trump. Come to Atlanta. National Guard. Come on. Get these young niggas out of here. Get these YNs out of here. Come on. Come on.
He said as a homeowner, a business owner, entrepreneur, these are the people that want, and I guarantee you, Well, I don't know. I can't guarantee it. He probably is a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, what I found is that brothers my age and older, yeah, we more conservative minded for sure. More conservative minded. We're like, look, we trying to do things. We're trying to build. We're trying to do something good in life. Build something for our children. Yeah, we're more conservative minded. It's the young people that are fed this liberal garbage. Fed this liberal garbage that just it got them all the way messed up. It's got them all the way messed up.
National Guard, I see the work you doing in Memphis. I'm not one of them niggas. I'm a black man. I'm not a nigga. I'm a black man. I ain't like these other. I don't give a fuck about all that. What the niggas say. I care about me walking outside. Well, walking my dog without having to walk with a goddamn pew pew. Bring Atlanta back. Bring old Atlanta back. Get rid of these white hens and these single mom raising them. So let's do it, Trump. Bring the National Guard to Atlanta.
He said it's single moms raising them. That's real. That's real. You know, Trump, when you got in office and you said you was going to drain the swamp, I was ready for that the first time. I'm ready for it now. I'm still waiting. And when I say the swamp, I'm talking beyond DC. Beyond DC. Stop funding garbage in states that allow their citizens to live in garbage, that allow their citizens to be garbage. We got to do something. The federal government, you got to do something instead of just be all up in our business about things, Abolish the taxes. Do all of that. Make life easier for the people of America because it's rough. It's rough. We got to worry about how to pay the bills. We got to worry about work. We got to worry about taxes. And then on top of it all, we got to worry about our safety. Worry about what we're going to eat. Then all these kind of recalls on all kinds of stuff. Kids getting sick, E. coli. And it's so much. It's so much. Life ain't got to be this hard. Life does not got to be this hard. But we got to call out corruption. And I'm talking to every person, not even just the Trump, not even the federal government. Look, you as a person, call out garbage. I don't care if you're a leftist. I don't care if you're the most MAGA person in the world. Just call out garbage. We don't accept garbage. Don't accept garbage behavior. We're just not accepting it. If you're a problem in the community, I'm calling the police, bro. If the police is a problem in the community, we'll be calling somebody above the police in the community. We're going to raise hell to the governor because these police officers are corrupt over here. They're just as bad as the gangbangers. Call out corruption all around the board. All around the board. If police is doing their job the right way, people ain't never going to have a complaint and saying, well, I can't trust the police because the police is corrupt. They beat the brakes off my daddy because he was black or whatever the case is, right? And then once that's eliminated and now there's no excuse, well, then why are you still being a criminal? Now you just mad because the police is messing with you because you're a criminal? Okay, well, now we got to fix that. Why are you a criminal? Well, I ain't have a daddy. My daddy didn't raise me. My mama, she's a hoe. She's always out at the club. She's doing drugs. She's getting drunk. And she bringing different men inside the house, and it just makes me feel uncomfortable. Okay, well, we're going to fix that too, man. Look, we got a trade school. We're gonna put you over here, bro, and get you like sport. Okay, we're going to figure this thing out. We're going to figure this thing out. Community. You got a problem in your community? Find out why you got the problem, and then do something about it. Talk to the young kids that are talk toable, that you can talk to. I just made up a word, talk toable, right? Talk to them. How can I help? I see you out here, man. I see you always going to school, and you staying out the way. You're never in no trouble, bro. Is there anything that you need that I can help with? If I got it, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Ask them questions. Hey, man, you staying away from drugs, right? Don't be using them drugs, bro. Don't even be smoking weed because this weed that they got nowadays is messed up. It's altered. It's not like the weed back in the day. Tell them. Let them know the real. Hey, man, don't be out here sleeping around with these girls, bro. Right now it's a statistic that says that a lot of these young girls got STDs that weren't even in existence anymore. You know what I'm saying? But when I was growing up, but they out here being hoes. So don't sleep around. Don't sleep around. Hey, young girl, don't sleep around with these little young dudes because you can tell he's out in the streets and he ain't never going to be nothing. He going to leave you as a single mother. And probably ain't never going to try to take care of the kid. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of... Tell them the truth. Be real. We need more people just to be honest and be real. I do it. I do it. The little kid that I sponsored he was 17 that I sponsored for the YMCA. Came by my house about a month and a half ago. I helped him, right? I helped this kid a couple times. I don't even have a winter coat no more. I gave him the literal coat off my back. He had problems going on, at home. And yeah, I'm not even gonna get into his whole story, but he had a lot of stuff going on. Came to my house after all this help that I've given. I haven't seen him in months, almost 8 months, 7 months, something like that. Comes to my door, 11 o'clock at night. I don't know who it is. Nobody comes to my house past like 8:30. My doors are locked, closed. We getting ready for bed. Got the kids going to sleep. This man came and knocked on my door. I go and I'm like, who the hell? And I see him out there with some young girl. He said, hey, man, you think you could give me a ride? I said, give you a ride? Bro, you know what time it is? Not a hello, not a greeting, not a nothing. So now I'm in big brother mode. Really, I'm in dad mode. Now I'm about not talk to this kid like big bro, like unk. No, now I'm in dad mode. Bro, what the hell are you doing out here at 11:30 at night? Well, we ain't got no place to go right now, and she can't really walk. Hold on. Why can't she walk? Well, she got into it with her mom, and she jumped out the window. You just came to my house, 11:30 at night, brother. Knocking on the door, asking me to give you a ride because you got she was like 15, 16-year-old girl with you. He's 17. And you need me to take you somewhere because she jumped out of a window and you thought to come to my house. Let me tell you something. I want to help you, but you're doing wrong right now. Everything that you're telling me right now just sounds wrong. You're doing wrong. You got a 15-year-old girl with you that had to jump out when she couldn't walk through her front door, which obviously means that she wasn't supposed to leave. You come to my house with this minor, and you're a minor, and you want to get in. You two minors want to get in my car because she can't walk to take you somewhere, but you was able to walk over here. No, I'm sorry. I'm not taking you. Tell you what I can do. You thirsty? You thirsty? I got a bottle of water. I'll get both of y'all a bottle of water, and y'all could go ahead. Walk where you're going to walk. Call me tomorrow because I want to talk to you without her. And I looked at her. I say, little girl, you need to go back home. You don't need to go wherever y'all trying to go. You need to go back home. You obviously weren't supposed to leave. You need to listen to your parents. I don't know if you got good parents or what your lifestyle is at home, but I'm telling you right now, this ain't going to help it. You go home, stay out the way, apologize to your parents for leaving, get up and go to school the next day. And you focus. That's the advice that I gave these kids and told them both that they living wrong. And if they don't stop, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have it real hard in life. You're going to end up being probably bums. There's a lot of homeless people out here where we live. You might end up you're already a step there because you got one place that you're going to try to go to. You don't even know. So you might have to be a bum for the night and be homeless because you're not staying here because you're minors. That was my advice. That was my talking to that I gave to these kids. But you got to be like that. I extended the help when he came the first couple times. I said, hey, let's get you in the Y. I know you said you got problems at home and all. Let's get you in the Y. I'm going to give you my phone number and just hit me up. Let's chop it up, bro. Let's talk. Let me know if you need some help with your schoolwork. I offered all of that. You need some help with your schoolwork, man. We'll meet up at the Y. Make sure you get it done. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, you want to be interested in these girls. And I understand. I get it. But I'm just trying to give you a game that nobody gave me. See, the people when I was growing up, they get the hoes. That's what it was. Get the hoes, man. Get these hoes. That's what you got to do. Get the hoes, get the money. That's it. Get the bag. Not stay in school. Not you could be the best whatever. No, Cash is a goon. Oh, man, Cash going to be a killer. That's what I got. So we need more of us stepping out and telling them, and being honest. Look, you're going to be a bum. If you don't get it together now, you're going to be a bum. And I don't want to see you go down that road. You got an opportunity. You have your youth. You can literally go to be anything you want in this world if you just start right now. But if you keep going down this road, you keep smoking weed, you keep drinking, You keep sleeping around with these little girls. You're going to end up a bum. Or you'll have a good job and then have to give most of it to the baby mama that you got because you was out here tripping when you was little. It is what it is. It's hard. It's hard out here. So we need good people to be good people. And sometimes being a good person doesn't mean that you offer the helping hand. Sometimes you offer a scolding. Sometimes you have to scold. You have to. Give them the real. Let them know the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation in America right now, in a lot of places in America, not all of America, but in a lot of places in America, a lot of different cities in America. The reality is life sucks for people. There are people in the country that shouldn't be here in the first place, committing crimes that then get reported to the news and put out as a statistic that they peddle to push the stereotype, and somebody else watching it that maybe look like me that don't understand the statistics exactly and just think themselves to be a part of it. Now they're affected by that. So they go out and do the same things to the people that are doing what they doing that made the statistic and now are a part of the statistic because they bought the lie. And then we got the people too scared to tell them, hey, don't be like that. We got the people that'll sit in the house knowing that it's chaos outside and not call the police and say, hey, listen, I got a car that keeps coming down the block and it looks like they own something, you know? So let somebody come park on my street and I don't know who they are. I'm telling you, I've turned into a type of Karen. And I'm black, and I'm a male, so Kareem. I've turned into a type of Kareem, right? I'm not Cash no more, I'm Kareem. You come sit on my block and you look suspicious, I'm profiling you. Just being honest, I'm profiling. You look like a crackhead. You look like a gangbanger. You look like you up to no good. I'm calling the police. I never will call the police. Now I'm calling the police. Hey, I'm not sure, but this person looks like a crackhead and they've been parked here for a mighty long time, making me nervous. I'm just going to be honest, making me nervous. I don't know. I just want, I got kids. Can you come and just make sure they're okay? Make sure that there's no trouble. If they come and you got something in your car, you're doing something you're supposed to be doing, hey, you go to jail then. Lesson learned. Don't park on this block because the police going to tell you, yeah, somebody called. Somebody called. That's what they tell you. I know because I've been there, right? I've been the person on the other end of that. Now you know. Oh, don't come down this block. Don't park on that street. Oh, we ain't going to be partying over here. Nope. Get in your house and party. That's where you party at, in your house or somebody's house that allows that. That's just me. I don't know. We need more people just to be good people, man. Straight up.
And send them motherfuckers right down there by the goddamn Mercedes-Benz Dome. Let them sit right there all through West End.
See? They would have called him a snitch. They'd have said, oh, he's snitching. He's telling them where they be at. And depending on the neighborhood that he lives in, right, that'll put you at risk. You're a target just because of what you just said. Now you snitching. Okay.
Stay on up through there, all through West End by the Krispy Kreme. Right there. Park it right there by the West End Mall. Get them all. Get them.
See what I'm saying? People are tired. People are tired. Nobody should have to live in fear in their community of being shot by somebody. That's stupid. That's stupid. And look, man, all y'all leftists that be talking about white supremacy and this and that and white supremacy. And look, listen to me. Hear me out. The Klan, I'm going to use this statistic. More black people have been killed this year at the hands of black people than the Klan killed in its entirety. Did you hear me? That's a real statistic. More black people was killed this year. For you, this is for the leftists and the pro-black and everybody that's always crying white supremacy. Listen to me. More black people died at the hands of black people this year. Murder, okay? more black people were murdered this year alone than the Klan's entire history of how many black people they've killed. Let me look up the number just to get it right. That's a shame. That's a shame, but we still hearing about this nonsense and ain't nobody calling out the streets. Let's see, how many black people died at the hands 4,400. 4,400. This is what it says. I mean, that's what it says on the internet. 4,400. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Check this out. That's crazy. And okay, it's giving me 2024. In 2024, the estimated number of murders. Oh no, that's not it. So that can't be right. It says 14,000. I know it ain't that much. That's 8,150 black people died at the hands of black people this year. Or no, last year. That's crazy. That's crazy. Klan got 4,000 in its history of lynching black folks. So why are we still crying about white supremacy? Looks like the criminal element, the criminals in society are doing a better job than the criminal Klan members ever did. Maybe that's why you don't see the Klan out no more. Maybe that's why they just like, oh, they're doing it themselves now. You guys that are killing each other are the new Klan. You are the new Klan. It's crazy. It's a sad thing. So yeah. Call the police. I don't care. If it's black people acting a fool, if it's white people acting a fool, and that goes for the white community too. White community quotations, right? It's a lot of drugs. And I'm talking about the hood of the white community, I'm talking about the trailer park. I'm not talking about uppity, society where I would love to live. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the society. I'm not going to say the name of the place, but, we all know where it's at if you go through Portage. You know what I'm saying? There's a community. It's all white folks. And, yeah, it's a lot of dope over there. And it's all they do is just robbing and they breaking in people's cars. That's the crime. You already know. Breaking in people's cars, they getting high on whatever it is, doing weird stuff to children. Those are the people. Call the police. Call the police. It's got to be a stance that we all take. Every person that is a good person, a person that's trying their best just to live good in society. Look, we're going to clean up society. You don't want the National Guard on your streets. Well, then you need to do your part. Plain and simple. And you leftists that come out to the communities that you're not from, places where you would never go in your life, that you just show up anytime something's going on, but you don't live there, stay out of it. It's not a noble cause. You're not noble. You're not a hero. You're not a hero because you got an F ICE sign. You're not a hero because you got an F Trump sign. Get out of our communities. No, you get out of our communities. You're not from here. Go to where you're from. Go back to where you're from. You're not from over here. Let them clean the streets up. That's it. I know a lot of y'all gonna watch this and get mad. I got some haters. Oh, Cash is always talking something about black people. And then, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I got them. And I got the other ones. Oh, Cash isn't really conservative enough anymore. Can you believe he said that we need to put a microscope on the police? Yeah, because the truth is there are some corrupt police stations. We know that from the George Floyd incident. We know that from Derek Chauvin. There are some corrupt police departments. And before you start arguing with me about that, I lived with him. I lived with the guy in prison. Me and Derek Chauvin walked the yard together, had long conversations, okay? Can't nobody tell me that he was a good cop and be serious. But Cash, you need to watch The Fall of Minneapolis. I've watched The Fall of Minneapolis, bunch of lies, bunch of BS. But people eat it up because it goes with their narrative. Just call it what it is. Yeah, George Floyd did some wrong. George Floyd was wrong for what he was doing. Did he deserve to lose his life? No. Did he possibly go over an overdose? Yeah, is what it looks like. But did Derek Chauvin do wrong? Yes. 100% he did wrong. Plain and simple. You don't kneel on somebody for 9 minutes. And then when you're asked if you could go back and do something different, you don't say, as a police officer, you don't say, oh, well, if I knew he was going to die, I just would have beat the shit out of him and threw him in the back of my car. That is a true statement from Derek Chauvin that he said to me. We need to do all these things, regardless if you like it or you don't like it, and you're a hater on my page or whatever. You don't like it. Look, whatever. You want society to be better? Well, then we gotta hold people accountable. We gotta hold people accountable. Hold people accountable all the way from the top to the bottom. Hold them accountable. I get sick of hearing the stuff that I hear on the internet. I was surprisingly peaceful over the weekend when I didn't check my social media at all. Straight up. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I left it alone. Really, Saturday and Sunday, I was just disconnecting and hanging with the family, and it was really peaceful. The day seemed really long, you know? But when I'm on here Monday through Friday and I got to look at videos to see what I could make a video out of, to see if there's anything that needs to be talked about that's happening in the news or any of those things, the day goes fast and your mind just gets to going. And today, after that reset, when I get on here and I'm watching some of the stuff, I'm like, dang, I see people getting upset. Let me show the video. I got to show this video. This is crazy. This is the world. This is the world, you guys. Right here. I'm so glad this brother got up and said what he said. Check this out. We all seen the shooting, right? We all seen this.
I don't think I've ever come before and did a press conference and said this, but we will acknowledge that we do believe that this officer-involved shooting was justified.
Look at that. They probably gonna call that man a coon and everything else. This guy gets out the car. I'm not gonna show all of it because the other man gets out the car. They argue. Dude, look it. I'm not gonna show it. But my man right there, he pulls out a strap and smacks this off-duty police officer in the face with it. A police officer opens fire. I believe the guy's dead. I believe he's dead, but takes his life. For what? And then you got people all through these comments. He's a coon. That wasn't justified. He just killed that brother. No accountability. We didn't just watch this man smack this guy in the face and then go to pull his strap out to pop at him, because I don't think he would have got popped if he wouldn't have pulled the strap out and pointed at dude, but he did. He smacked him, turned around to leave, then turns back around, points that thing at him. Dude opens fire. But this guy's wrong for saying that it was a justified shooting? Come on. Society is looking so broken. When you can't hold people accountable. That man got shot because he did wrong. Why can't you say that? This guy's not a racist that shot him. This wasn't a racial crime. Why is it that everything's got to be, you tried, you tried to make it racial. Obviously it isn't. Why does it always got to come to that? Why can't it just be, look, this guy did something wrong and lost his life? Say that's Milwaukee. You live there. It's a sad thing. It's sad. This man thought it was okay to go ahead and smack the guy with a pistol and then not lose. I mean, come on. Come on, man. It's so much. It's so much BS. Look at this. Look at this. This is.
Again, when you first got on scene and you were able to talk to some neighbors and some witnesses there on the scene and describe to us what initially...
Judy, wait 1 second. Okay. I see Chicago police are arriving and putting themselves in the middle of the situation right now. It appears there might be someone in command, from what I can see, approaching the area. I'm not sure if this is in an attempt to start dispersing the crowd.
As you see, this is Chicago. Whole bunch of people. There was a crash. It says the federal agents involved in the crash on the city's southeast side. This is 105 and Avenue N, where I was telling you guys about. This is a couple blocks away from where I was from, 99th and Ewan. This is a couple blocks away. You know what I'm saying? You got Avenue O, all of that, that's what counts and all that. This is right over there. Right over there, 105th and Avenue N. All right?
But we have just in the last few
that's
seconds.
The hood. Just so y'all know, that's the hood. Right here, that's a hood.
Seen Chicago police would remain back bay, now starting to put themselves in the middle of the, oh God. Protesters are starting to throw rocks. We're going to get away from the scene right now, Judy.
Okay, Michelle, you take care of yourself.
So somebody from the crowd you seen throw something over there at the police, at the agents, and now watch.
I'm going to let her get off the phone. We really appreciate it. Get to a safe place. So what you're watching, what you continue to watch, is exactly what Michelle has been describing. This, again, at the intersection 105th and Avenue N. Last Michelle said is protesters started throwing rocks, and you can see that there is some chemical being deployed right there at this intersection. Just prior to this, you did see what appeared to be Chicago police officers and some commanders there trying to have some type of a dialogue with the protesters there at the intersection. It would seem that they were trying to disperse the crowd and maybe usher them off the street so that the agents could possibly move their vehicles. And it was.
Life is getting crazy. And it's already been crazy. It's insane. I don't think no protesters from that were paid to be there. I think that's the community that you just seen. That's the community. You could tell. What you just seen right there wasn't paid protesters. No, that's the community. That's people that live in Chicago for sure. Avenue, there ain't no, I guarantee you ain't no Antifa or nobody rolling around over there on 105th and Avenue N. It's just not happening. Those are for real people from the community. But what I'm saying with this, you guys, it's gonna get violent, like on a different level. I'm waiting. I've been expecting this, and I pray to God it doesn't come true, but this is what I've been expecting. Because Chicago is just a little bit different, right? And you got them little young dudes that's gonna see right now, they probably still a little shell-shocked because they didn't believe that this was going to happen. They didn't believe that the ICE and the military and all that was going to be out there. They probably didn't believe it. And I know they didn't. I was watching them online. I was watching the one kid when he saw the planes and the helicopters going through, while he's doing live, he freaked out. Was like, what the? Oh, they not playing. They for real. But now they're getting to the point where they're getting used to it. They're getting used to being out there, and now they're feeling threatened. And now they got their higher-ups telling them, we're going to give you 50,000. Anybody that brings us an ICE agent, anybody that takes out an ICE, that's what they're saying. Don't do it. If you're watching this video, look, listen to me. That'll be the worst. You'll never see that money, number one. Number two, you going away. You are going away, bro. If you do that, nobody's seeing the play here. If that is true, and I want you to understand this, you guys, you little young dudes. If matter of fact, everybody, do me a favor. Share this real quick. Share this with the timestamp that this is for what I'm about to say. Okay? Put the timestamp of wherever we're at right now in the live. Put the timestamp and say, listen to the young dudes. Listen to this. They just came out on national news and said that the gangs, which they're calling domestic terror organization, which is what most gangs are, especially if you're a Latin King, you automatically are a domestic terrorist, automatically, right? They labeled that a minute ago. And they said that they are working with narco terrorists from Mexico. Okay? Understand this. That's treason. You committed an act of treason on top of potentially murdering or shooting a federal agent on behalf of a foreign government. Bro, they are going to hit you with a terrorism charge, a terrorism enhancement. Whatever your charge is, there's going to be a terrorism enhancement on it, which means mandatory 20 years. Mandatory. 10 or 20. I think it's 20. Mandatory 20. You don't want that. On top of whatever it is that you got for the murder. So they give you that enhancement that says, well, we can give them 20 years beyond whatever we're going to give them for this. Don't do it. You little young dude out there, you gang banging, and it's the only life you've ever known. I understand, bro. I was once you. Now I'm sitting here telling people to call the police. And I was one of the worst that you will ever come across when I was in the streets, bro. I was bad. Okay? And my life is different now. I'm different now. I've been there, did that, been to prison, lost everything, trying to rebuild my life. Okay? Save yourself the trouble. Stop now. Quit gang banging and just go away. Get away from the people that you be around. Get away. Because this is going to get ugly. It's the person that takes that shot, they're going to make an example of you. They are going to crucify you, bro. The person that takes that shot on that agent, oh, you're done. You are done. The moment that they catch you, bro, you're going to have a worse time. You're going to end up in the worst prisons, probably on diesel therapy. They're going to keep on moving you around so you never get comfortable. And you always got to be shackled and chained, driving on a bus, driving in a van, driving on a plane to go to your next destination where you can't even get comfortable enough to get commissary for a week. I'm telling you, that is not what you want. It's not. Not to scare you. I'm not the toughest dude in the world. I'm not none of that. But I'm just saying, I've been there. I've been locked up with people that are doing life. I've talked to brothers. I've seen brothers get moved around. Hell, I had to get moved around. I'm telling you, you don't want that. It sucks. I don't care what videos you watched on the internet of people look like they're having fun in prison, making a slam, or, got a whole little spread out there. Nah, you can do that at home. But when you get there, you're limited. And everything that you eat is bad for you. And then every place doesn't have a place for you to work out. There's not a gym in every prison. I got lucky that there was a gym where I went. And then you want to be hanging around a bunch of people cross-dressing and, you know what I'm saying? People doing weird stuff, being weird. And then you got to act on that. You might have to do something to somebody because they stepped out of line. You don't want to live like that. God forbid you go to a USP. You got to sleep with your shoes on. You know what I'm saying? Carry something sharp with you everywhere that you go. You don't want to live like that. You don't. You don't want to have to live like that. If you and then here's the crazy part about it, right? When you go to prison, you learn that you always have to have rules. You have more rules in prison than you do in the world, and you're going to follow them when you go. I don't care who you are. You could be the baddest man in the land. I promise you, when you go to prison, you're not going to violate them rules. I promise you, you won't. And if you do, you're going to take your punishment. You're going to take your punishment, or you might lose an eye. Literally. You might get beat so bad that you come out and you won't even walk the same. You might die. That's the truth. You may go there and think you the baddest person in the land, and then you get removed off the yard, and then you go to the hole, and then you got to listen to everything that the CO says. And the only thing that you could do to get back at a CO is to throw some pee on them or some doo-doo. But then now you got to be living like an animal. Now you're so low, you degraded yourself so bad that now you've resorted to, I'm going to throw doo-doo on somebody. That's the reality that happens to a lot of people when they go to prison. Not saying that that'll be you. You might end up getting in and being one of the heads up in there, but you still gonna follow the rules. And that's the thing that people don't learn. Like, why can't you just follow the rules in society that's out here right now? You can go, you're gonna go in there. You're gonna go in there in prison and have all these rules that you gotta follow, and you're gonna follow them. And they're stupid rules. Why can't you just follow the rules in the real world? You go to a FCI or you go to a USP, guess what? You have to learn self-control. You are not allowed to just act out of your emotion. You better not, just because this person said something to you, put your hands on that person. And most USPs, it's a hands-off policy. Do you know what that means? Hands-off policy means the only way you're allowed to interact with somebody in violence is if you're going to stab them or beat them with a lock. Most of the times, though, it's going to be stabbing. Hands off, no hands, weapons only, to remove them. That's it. So you better not act out of your emotions when you get angry. If you learn that in there, and you will, because you will be more terrified of what will happen if you violate, because guess who's going to punish you? It's not going to be the people that you're mad at. The people that punish you are your own people, because now they're mad at you. You got us put on lockdown for 3 months. It's because of you that I wasn't able to talk to my kids. It's because of you that I wasn't able to go out to the yard. It's because of you that I'm not able to go and heat up my commissary. So now your own people like, okay, you can't follow directions, huh? All right. So then when you get off of lockdown, guess what? Guess what? That hands-off policy is going to apply to you. You're the one that's going to get hurt by your own people, all because you couldn't follow the rules. Ironically, the same thing that got you in prison in the first place. Ain't that strange? Follow the rules out here so you don't got to go through a place like that. Don't do it. With all that being so, and you know what? Here's another thing too, bro. Depending on what you go in for, like me, I had a conspiracy and the J6 thing. So when you come home from prison, you got a felony. See, and you got not just a felony, you have articles that get written about you all over. You know what my articles say? This is what it says when you look up me on the internet. And everybody knows me, right? I'm a dad, take care of my children, got a 501c3, we give back to the community. That's what I'm about, keeping kids away from gangs, away from the streets, preaching against all of that, right? But when you look me up, do you know what it says? Violent Latin king storms nation's capital. Do you know how that looks to an employer? Regardless, yeah, you got a felony. We could get paid if we hire this felon because, they give incentives. But do we really want to hire a violent Latin king that stormed our nation's capital? I have not been able to get a job since I've gotten home. Every single application that I've not gotten one phone call, not one. Can you imagine what it would be like for you if you go to prison for taking a life or harming a federal agent, and all the articles that get written about you? You think you're doing something heroic? Can you imagine the articles that will be written about you, that when they go to look you up and do your background check, because the background check these days doesn't just consist of your criminal record. No, what's the internet say about this person? You will be the talking head of everywhere. Nobody's going to want to hire you. Save yourself from that. Save yourself from that. Leave the gangs alone. Leave the drugs alone. Don't even drink. Don't even drink, man. Do something productive. Help people. Be a good son. Be a good father. Be a good friend. Be a good human. That's it. That's it. Okay, now, with all of that said, everybody. Yeah, I know. You say that's a lie, Cash. You weren't a Latin king, then I know. But that doesn't matter because that's what pops up. So it's people that don't know me, don't know my story, don't know my life. That's what they see. So their first impression when they look me up on the internet is, oh, this dude's a gangbanger. Oh, this dude's a Trump supporter. He's an insurrectionist, domestic terrorist. That's what it is. And that's cool. I ain't tripping because God provides, man. God's got something for me. Which brings me to this. All right. Now I'm speaking to people that are my people. All right. Check it out. My birthday's coming up. Now I know y'all said do the Amazon wish list, but I said nah, because the Amazon wish list, it won't be able to grab any just one item, right? Because what I'm trying to do is bigger. For my birthday, what I would like for you guys to do, if you can, I created a Give, Send, Go. Because I can't get a job, I don't let that stop me. I do my social media thing. I push American-made products, but I needed something more solid. So I created KOK Visuals. KOK Visuals is my baby, right? It's something that I do. I love filming. I love editing, and I'm really good at it. And it's all just with my iPhone. I do everything off my iPhone, literally. But I know so much about editing now that when I edit using DaVinci Resolve, I push it all the way, man. I push it all the way as best as I could get it, and that's as good as it comes out. But it's nothing like what it would be if I had that Sony, right? And having KOK Visuals with just an iPhone right now, it's limiting, I'll say. It's limiting. I can't do nothing indoors, basically, because it sucks in low light. That Sony FX3 is what I'm trying to get. So I did the Give, Send, Go. All right. I'm gonna pull it up real quick I put it in the chat. Anybody that wants to give to the Give, Send, Go, it's going to help get the equipment that I need for KOK Visuals, my own business, since nobody wants to hire me. Make my own business, but I could use some help. So this is why I created a Give, Send, Go. I know I should have did this when I first got out, but I was hesitant to ask anybody for anything just coming home from prison. And all the stuff that happened while I was away and money that was given and gone and all the craziness. I didn't feel comfortable asking nobody for help. I felt like that would be wrong, so I didn't. But now, since I'm home and you guys see me putting myself out there, really trying to do this thing, I'm like, yo, this is the right time. All right, so where's it at? Where's mine at? Ugh. How many Cash Kellys is it in the world? Jesus. You know what? Better idea. I'll do it off my phone. All right here, Give, Send, Go. Oh my goodness. I already raised 400. Thank you, Kimberly Whitaker, Ronnie Dyer, Gina Farmer, and Missy. Thank you guys. I'm going to do that every time somebody donates, man. We're going to talk about it. So this is the Gifts and Go. That's it right there. KLK Visuals. All right. Stand with KLK Visuals. That's it. Maybe I'll type that in. Maybe it'll show up. Stand with KLK Visuals. Okay, that didn't work. There it is. Okay, I got it. I'm putting it in the chat right now. Share, copy link right there. Do it? Yeah, there it is. All right, so it's in the chat. That's well, it's in the chat on YouTube. I got to put it on Facebook. If you're on my Facebook, all you got to do, I shared it on everything. If you're on X watching, it's right there on my page on X, KLK, Stand with KLK Visuals. YouTube, it's in the chat. And Facebook, it's on my page. All right, just go on my page. I shared the link on there. And check it out if you can. If you can, I appreciate it. I'm trying to do this by my birthday. So I got less than a month now. My birthday is November 11th. All right. Less than a month. I'm trying to raise 10K. That's the goal. $10,000. The Sony FX3 costs like $3,600. The lens is like $500 or $600 that I'm trying to get. The tripods, the cage, everything that you need, you know, to do a video production. The microphone to hold over, all of that. All of it's going to go towards KLK Visuals. All right. This is Cash Kelly, the J6er, the father, the person that I guess you've come to love and trust, asking you for some help. All right. That's what it is. I'm calling it a birthday thing, but it's really help, right? It's really a help to get this business really, really going. Since nobody will hire me. If you're watching this and you're an employer in my area, look, I'm not a bad person and I work hard and I'm really good at a lot of things. I can build a fence. Shout out to my cousin, Joseph Matthews, Matthews Fence down in Florida. Taught me how to build a fence. Bro, I can customize a fence to this day. I can build a fence with my two hands with no help. Do measurements, everything. I'm good with a tape measure. Most tools I can use. I was a local 17 heat and frost insulator from the age of 18 to like 24. You know what I'm saying? I know how to install insulation in a commercial or residential. I know how to do demolition. I know how to frame. I wouldn't call myself a carpenter, but I got a little bit of carpentry skill underneath me. I got a little bit of roofing skills underneath me. I'm pretty good. I could drive a forklift, you know, I'm pretty handy. So if you're an employer, I got a felony. And if you look me up online, it says Violent Latin King Storms Nation Capital. Number one, I'm not a violent Latin King. I used to be a violent Latin King when I was a kid. Since I've been a man, I've been a dedicated father, passionate about helping kids in the community. And I think I'm a pretty nice guy, right? My past does not define me. The whole violent or storms nation's capital, I did not storm the nation's capital. Okay. Yes, I was at the Capitol. Yes, I walked in, but the police let me in. I didn't do nothing crazy. I didn't violate nobody. I ain't do nothing. I just went there. Okay. The article about me, it's not real. It's not true, but it has hurt my life. All right. It has hurt my life. So I can use you guys' help. And even if you can't donate, just please do me the favor of sharing it. Okay. Share the link out just to show other people. That's all I'm asking. If you can't donate, that's fine with me. Just share it out and like this video and share this video because all of these things that I'm doing helps. All right. The super chat. I'm going to ask you guys if you could start using the super chat. If you want to get your comments seen better or more faster, have it pulled up on the screen. We could do that because it pops out. You know what I'm saying? If you're on Facebook, I ain't got to tell you guys. You guys already do it. Like, thank you to all the people that be sending stars. Everything that I get that doesn't go towards my bills from social media, I'm investing in myself into this Gifts and Go. I'm investing in getting this camera and really getting this business up and going, because I obviously I can't depend on an employer. I'm just being honest. You know, I'm not hopeless in it. Like, I'm still putting in applications, but I got to keep doing something. So right now I got like 3 different incomes coming in, but all of them together only make enough for me to be able to pay my bills and make sure that my kids got what they need. And that's it. Like, I don't even really be having gas money by the end of it all. You know, we in there, you know, it's crunch time right now, and I got to do something more. I got to, and this is it. All right. This company, I want this to be something big. I want KOK Visuals to be, I want people to call me up and say, hey, Cash, can you come out and shoot? I need you to shoot this interview, or I need you to shoot this video for me. I need you to edit this. That's what I want to do. I want to do that. And the only way that I can do it is if I get this equipment. All right. That's all I got. I love you guys. I really appreciate you. Hold people accountable. Hold people accountable. Sometimes you got to scold somebody. Let them know you love them, but tell them the truth. All right. That's all I got. Unite. Don't fight. Be a street light. It's only you can be the change you wish to see in the world. And when you get too stressed out, you got to remember to pray, America, because without God, everything falls apart. And that's the facts. I will catch y'all later.